Outlander Season 8 is on its way, and after that shocking final moment in Season 7, our fandom is burning with hundreds of theories about what will happen next. Let's dive into some of them. The storyline including Confidence, Jamie, and Claire's little girl who was accepted to have kicked the bucket in Season 2 has been waiting in my subconscious since that staggering second. I know I'm by all accounts not the only one contemplating whether there's an opportunity for her to return. The Season 7 finale appeared to allude to it, and I can't resist the urge to feel a blend of energy and mistrust. Might Confidence at any point be alive? I know Francesca's mention of her suggested she's already gone, but in a show filled with time travel, it's not difficult to imagine that Faith could still be somewhere in the universe, and it's only a matter of time before they meet again. Another theory that keeps popping up is that a different child might have been raised as Faith. It's suggested that Faith in Season 2 was truly dead, but in the future, one of Jamie and Claire's grandchildren could have named their child after their stillborn ancestor. That child Faith might have traveled back in time, leading Francesca and Jane to live in the past as well. If this theory is true, it would be the craziest twist Outlander has ever pulled off, and I'm absolutely paralyzed by the thought of it. But what do you think really happened? The books don't explain this storyline yet, so we're left in the dark, and I'm dying to find out more. What really stands out to me about this scenario is the brilliant way the writers have set us up for this moment. Sam Heughan, who plays Jamie, mentioned that the scene where Jamie begins to realize that Faith might still be alive was a true revelation for both him and the audience. It's so fascinating because even when we filmed Faith's death back in Season 2, the scene was played with such raw authenticity there was no hint of what would come next. In fact, we, as actors, were just as shocked by the storyline's twist as the characters themselves. Sam shared that Jamie's initial reaction to the possibility of Faith being alive is one of sheer disbelief. He simply cannot fathom how it could be true. Imagine that moment of total emotional chaos, where, for Jamie, the world is turned upside down. The realization that his daughter might not be gone forever would come with such a whirlwind of emotions, the disbelief, followed by hope, then the elation and the intense happiness that it could actually be possible. It would be like a lifeline after years of loss. The joy would be palpable, but at the same time, the confusion and uncertainty would make it a truly complex moment for Jamie to navigate. The emotional weight of this scenario is staggering, not just for Jamie, but for us as viewers who have followed this journey for so long. It's a perfect example of how the show layers complex emotions and builds tension in such a powerful way. Imagine what Jamie must be going through. He believed his daughter was gone forever, only to have this new hope spring up in front of him like a lifeline. And for Claire, I can't even begin to imagine what she must be feeling. Katrina Balfe captured the essence of that moment perfectly when she said, "I just love it when you're given a scene, and you read it, and it's like, that's really good. But when you play it, and the hairs on your arms stand up, it's brilliant." This cliffhanger is fascinating because it opens up a whole new world of questions, leading us perfectly into the next season. For Claire, finding out that Faith might be alive would be a whirlwind of emotions, from grief to hope and everything in between. It's as if they've both been holding their breath for so long, waiting for this moment. Now, they must figure out how to live in a world where their daughter might still be out there. As much as I'm hoping for a joyful reunion, I know Outlander never makes things easy for its characters. There's always a price to pay, and if Faith is alive, there will definitely be complications. Maybe Roger and Brianna's efforts to solve the time travel mystery will play a role in saving her. Do you think there's a possibility that Faith could somehow still be alive? Let me know in the comments. Another part of Season 8 that I'm absolutely dying to see unfold is the relationship between Jamie and Lord John. Their connection has been one of the most fascinating and complex dynamics throughout the series. From the very beginning, they were at odds, with Jamie initially seeing Lord John as a threat and enemy. Over time, however, their relationship evolved into something much more complicated, a strange friendship built on mutual respect, grudging understanding, and shared experiences. Despite this, there is still so much unresolved tension between them. This tension is like a thick undercurrent that has been present since their very first encounter, lingering even as they've navigated their complicated feelings toward one another. What makes it so compelling is that while they've become unlikely allies in many ways, the emotional baggage they carry from their past still looms large. It's not just about their disagreements or their shared history, it's about everything that has been left unsaid and unresolved between them. That half-hearted farewell in the season 7 finale really didn't sit right with me. It felt unfinished, like there was more to their story that still needed to be explored. It left me with so many questions. What does it truly mean for their relationship moving forward? Will they find a way to fully reconcile, or will they drift apart once again? I don't know about you, but I'm really hoping to see them together again in Season 8, and to witness the emotional journey they'll take as they confront their pasts and what lies ahead. Their interactions in Season 8 could be pivotal in how both characters evolve, especially with the weight of everything they've been through. Whether they end up fully mending their bond or facing further challenges, it's clear that this relationship still holds a lot of potential for powerful moments, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. As many of you know, their complicated relationship has a long history, starting with Jaime being imprisoned by Lord John. But it quickly grew into something much more complicated, especially as Lord John harbored romantic feelings for Jaime. This dynamic has always fascinated me, and Season 7 took it to a whole new level with the shocking marriage between Lord John and Claire's bond, born out of grief after Jaime was thought to be dead, has always intrigued me. Sam Heughan's insights into their relationship are so telling about what we can expect from Season 8. He said, "I think it's setting them up very much apart in Season 8. There's a lot of work that they will have to do to become friends again, and who knows if they will. They have so much history. It's probably one of the most interesting relationships outside of Jaime and Claire, and I love working with David Barry. He's such an incredible actor, so thoughtful, and he brings such nuance to that character. It's clear that there's still a lot of emotional work ahead for these two men, especially now that they share a deep connection through William." Heughan's description of their relationship as one of the most interesting outside of Jaime and Claire makes me think there's much more to explore here. At the heart of it all is their shared love for William, as Heughan puts it, but at this point, they're also both fathers to William, who certainly has both of their qualities. There's a lot for them to work through, and I think this dynamic will play a big role in Season 8. Jaime and Lord John are bound by their love for William, and I'm curious to see how this plays out. Will they reconcile, or will they continue to drift apart? I really hope we see them work through their differences, especially since they've already been through so much together. The tension between them is bound to create some powerful moments, and I can't wait to see where their story goes. The tragic thing is that the newly released trailer for Season 8 has left me with even more questions than answers, as always. It's almost like the showrunners have mastered the art of teasing us just enough to keep us on the edge of our seats, only to pull away with even more mysteries that we can't wait to see unfold. Every new trailer, every new clip, just opens up a floodgate of possibilities that leave us craving more, but also feeling a sense of anxious anticipation. It's almost as if they want to build up the suspense to a boiling point, ensuring we're hooked for every single second of the season. I honestly don't think I've ever been this invested in a season of Outlander, and each new bit of footage just adds more fuel to the fire. The sheer weight of the unanswered questions, the cliffhangers, and the unresolved storylines have me wondering how much more emotional turmoil we're in for. Sophie Skelton, who plays Brianna, previously said, "The final season is going to blow people's minds a little bit." The fans have been put through the ringer coming into the second half of this season. We've really played with the emotional heartstrings, but I feel like the end of the season is just a bit more of a nice sigh of relief, maybe a little bit more peaceful. But then Season 8, we're just going to mess you up again emotionally. I think it's a really big and magnificent season. I'm excited for the fans to get to see it. Her words only add to the excitement and anticipation. After the emotional roller coaster of the second half of Season 7, it's hard to imagine how they're going to top that. But if Sophie's statement is anything to go by, it looks like Season 8 is about to take us to an entirely new level of emotional depth. A sigh of relief at the end of Season 7 would be like a brief breath before diving into even darker and more intense emotional territory. The prospect of that, knowing how Outlander plays with our emotions, makes me both excited and terrified at the same time. How much more can we take before we're completely emotionally drained? And yet, that's the genius of this show. Every time we think we're ready for peace, they throw us back into the storm. I'm beyond excited for what's to come and can't wait to see how they pull it all off. In the 15-second teaser, we see Jamie saying to Claire that if he didn't say I love you to her in his final moments, it's because he wouldn't have had enough time. What does this mean? Could it be that he will truly be a victim of a sudden fire at home and won't have the chance to say goodbye to Claire? This is something fans have theorized for years, and now it seems like we might be getting closer to that conclusion. I don't know about you guys, but personally, it's too much for me. If Jamie dies before Claire, it's likely that Claire will return to the modern day to provide a better life for Francesca. I'm not sure what to think about it all, but I do know one thing: I'm dying to see Season 8. Thankfully, it will be out before the year ends since filming has already been completed. For more weekly updates on Outlander, make sure to like and follow. If you want a detailed analysis of what happened in the Season 7 finale, watch the video on the screen.